Hi you guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. My name is Araceli, aka Chelly. I currently work for a non-profit organization and my occupation is a community wellness specialist, and what I specialize is basically behavioral services, and I pretty much target how to help my youth and adults how to control their anger, anxiety, depression, how to follow directions, just certain things that you need help when in regards to mental health. Is such a useful services, and I kind of want to just explain to you guys a little bit of that so you guys kind of have an idea of who I am. And this is why I'm going to talk about cheating, because I've had a lot of experience in being exposed in cheating environments, and I've been able to really observe what really triggers people to really engage in cheating behaviors. And I've also been on that end where I've cheated and where I've decided to cheat, and I've also been cheated on. So I've seen certain signs before and after, and certain things that I used to do to make sure that I wouldn't get caught. So and then on top of the fact that like I'm constantly just observing behaviors 24/7, so I've kind of already got that little niche of knowing what type of signs you need to pick up on when you want to figure out if your partner is cheating. I mean, who doesn't want to know this? So let's get started, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me though. Before we get started, please subscribe, like. Hopefully you guys like my vlogs. I can't wait to do vlogs. If you guys don't, you don't have to see. I will be making a video too of another introduction of me. I do want to make an intro video just so that I can explain a little bit further of what my occupation is, like a 5 or 10 minute video, so you guys have more of an idea and you guys can trust what I have to say. And hopefully you guys can use my information as valuable, and stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more videos, more of anxiety, more of depression, like I mentioned, especially to help the youth out and to help the children out and the parents and things like that. So bye, you guys. Bye. Let's get started already. Let me stop talking. I talk too damn much. We're going to cover the who, what, when, where, why do people cheat? Who, what, when, where, why do people cheat? Who engages in these type of behaviors? What are their attributes? What are their little things that you notice that these people engage in these behaviors? Who are they? Who are these peeps? What are the signs that you need to look for when they're engaging in cheating behaviors? When do these behaviors increase? When do cheating behaviors increase? Where do these cheating behaviors usually occur? Where does it happen more? Home, work? I don't know. You'll see. Why do people cheat? Why do people cheat? Why? That's a golden rule question. That's a why? Who are these people that engage in these behaviors? Who are they? It could be your tia. It could be your daddy. It could be your mama. It could be your sister, your aunt, okay? Your next door neighbor, you, your man, tu prima. It could be anyone, you guys. Anyone can engage in cheating behaviors. You could be the sweetest little girl in the world. You could be saying, I'll never cheat. But if the right situation, the right moment, or maybe you just made a really stupid mistake and it was really not what you wanted to do because you were intoxicated, it happens to the best of us sometimes, you guys. So don't be so hard on yourself. I think that when you do cheat, I think it's important that you use your experience so that you can see that in your current partner or future partner, so that you're aware, like, hey, I used to do that. Hey, I don't know, you can't do that because I know, I know. So who? Anyone can engage that, and at any age, it could at 13, 15, 16, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, until who knows, until the day they pass away. Those type of people, if they like to cheat, if they've never gotten caught, they're gonna do it at whatever age. So who, at any age, any person, any woman, man, transgender, pansexual, all right, anyone, you guys. Don't ever think like, oh no, she will never know. She's like a sweetheart. You never know. You guys, you never know. So I don't want to make you guys paranoid. So let's hop to the next. What are the signs, Araceli? What are those signs? What did you do, Araceli? what, did, what did your past partners do that you're like, oh shit, they ain't being right? What are the signs? Number one, password. That's a given. But there's some people that are private, so you can't attack people that have password, you guys. But constantly changing their password, being super sensitive of their phone. If you grab it or pick it, or you don't even really looking, but you grab the phone and they really get angry with you over the fact that you grabbed that phone, that's a huge sign, you guys, that they're really picky about you not touching their phone, seeing their phone, nothing. Another one, when they lie about their whereabouts, you catch them in certain situations where they say they're going to be at a certain spot and then they're not. Sometimes they're going to sleep really early when it's not very common that they go at that time. Usually you can kind of catch on their bedtime if you notice that they're going to sleep pretty early, and it's not normal. One big sign is if his friends and his peers or family members or cousins, if you know that they engage in cheating behaviors and they flaunt it and they talk about it and they're like nonchalant and their wives are all cool about it, well, there's more likely that your partner's gonna cheat because they're modeling those behaviors. So if you know that your partner is hanging out with people that think that it's okay to cheat, that it's part of their group, you know that their friends cheat on their girlfriends, more likely, sadly to say, your partner is probably doing the same, because it's very uncommon if one person is not doing what the whole group is doing, especially if it's a group of guys. Unless he's really good at faking the funk and saying, yeah, I cheated on her, and he's just lying just so he could be cool. That's a really nice guy, and those do exist. So even though that does happen, there is some guys that are able to lie and say, yeah, I cheated, but they really didn't. But then again, it kind of bites them in the ass sometimes, because if their friend says that they did, but they really didn't, it sucks. So just don't hang around people that cheat a lot, you guys. That's my suggestion. They're deleting everything from their phone. That's another sign. If you notice, they delete their calls, they delete their texts, they delete their photos, they delete everything. They delete their history, everything. I mean, they swipe everything. That's a huge sign. Huge sign, especially their calls, because why would you swipe all your incoming and outgoing calls? I don't know about you, but I don't do that, because you don't know if there's a certain number that you want to save, or you want to know a certain person that called at a certain time. Why would you wipe everything out? So that's a huge sign, you guys. That they're coming home really late too. I mean, that's a huge sign. A lot of people kind of already know that. They come home at really late times. It's very weird that they're coming super late. It's reoccurring. Sometimes people that tend to do that have a double life. When they keep telling you they're unhappy, if they keep vocalizing, I'm unhappy because of this and this and this and this and this, more likely they might be already having an emotional connection with somebody else, or they're already engaging in cheating behaviors where they actually participate in intercourse or oral sex. So be mindful. If you hear your partner constantly say, you don't do this, you don't do that, blah blah, pay attention to me, it's a sign. Another one is the complete opposite. They completely shun you away. Like they don't talk to you. They don't want to have sex with you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to, I mean, if you guys live together, like they lost interest. Like they don't care to cook for you. They don't care to do your laundry or really just take care of you. However your guys' relationship was built. And you notice that the certain things that used to happen in the past is not happening anymore, and you see your partner is distancing themselves. That's a huge sign. There's a huge sign. On top of the fact that they're saying that they're unhappy, it's a huge sign, you guys. Another big one, I think, mostly is for women, is if there's no emotional connection with your partner. If your partner keeps saying, I want you to talk to me more, I want you to pay attention to me more, and they're very, they want that attention, they will go somewhere else and get that emotional attention with someone else. And mind you, when that emotional connection starts, then it leads to a sexual relationship. So it's kind of scary to think that someone might be building an emotional relationship with somebody else, because that's something that you and your partner should have, or sacred. So just keep in mind, when someone tells you, I want you to pay attention to me, it means something. Oh, another huge sign is when they complain about your weight. When they complain about your weight all the time, when they're unhappy over the fact that you're unfit. Some men or people really lust over the fact that they want a partner that's as fit as them. So that's another sign. If your partner is a really fit guy and you're not in that type of setting, or you don't really like to work out or lift or do all those things, or being that vegan or lifestyle fitness style, sometimes guys or girls tend to look elsewhere that fits that lifestyle. So if you don't tend to mold to that lifestyle, they tend to try to look elsewhere, or they fall into finding someone else that have more in common. And it really just depends on the person too as well. I don't want to just say that all the fit people cheat on each other, because it's not true. I think it goes with anything, whatever you're into, whether you're into going to festivals like me, and or you like to go to concerts, but your partner doesn't. Eventually, your partner's gonna want you to do that with them, and if you don't really kind of give in to some extent, they're gonna want someone else that's tends to do that more than never. So watch out on that. Especially with the weight thing. That thing really triggers me. When people say like, hey, you need to lose weight. Well, why don't you think about you? Worry about yourself. When they complain about your finances is another huge sign. When they keep complaining that you're not amounting to anything. Why are you not getting your stuff together? Why are you not doing this? You need to do this. You're not getting your stuff together. If they're complaining about where you're at and where you're going, and maybe, they kind of have a point, they will start to look elsewhere for that financial stability. And that's their excuse or reasoning. Like, well, you're not getting your together, so I'm going to find somebody who has their together. Another huge sign is when they ignore your calls and texts and they ghost you. That's a huge sign, you guys. That's kind of like pretty obvious. If they ghost you, they're cheating. Another sign, another one. Ooh, another sign is when they're really conceited. Oh, and they're really needy. When they're super needy people, and you're not meeting their needs, they will go look elsewhere. Whether, like I said, if it's emotional, physical, sexual, whatever it is, the likes, the comments, who knows? But if that person is super needy and you're not giving that attention that that person needs, they will go. They'll go elsewhere. They'll go. Another reason that people will cheat is because they can't let go of the person that they were with prior to. A lot of people tend to cheat with their ex because it's very easy to go back to your ex, because you're not going to want to have intercourse with a new person. So you'll go back to an old person that you're going to have intercourse with because it's easy, it's safe, or that emotional connection is still there. Or maybe their stuff was a lot better than the current one, which is kind of sad, but that's why they'll end up cheating. It's easier access. They see the person. So when do cheating behaviors occur? When do they occur? It could occur at any damn time, when you ain't looking, when they got the chance. When does it happen? When there's marital problems, when there's problems in the relationship, when people are unhappy, when there's crisis going on in your family, when there's certain deaths that occur in your family because you guys tend to give each other too much space, or there's a lot of stuff that's going on that you wish your partner would be there emotionally, that you distance yourself, and then that partner don't know what the heck is going on, and then they go somewhere else because they don't care. So that's your partner's fault. And a lot of that stuff tend to trigger cheating behavior. When does this happen? At any time. It can happen at any time. When you're sad, you're happy, you're mad. When? It's going to happen at any time. When is it going to happen, Araceli? Is it going to happen to me? When? When is it going to happen? Well, it can happen to you at whatever time, whatever age, When? Who knows? But the thing is, you just gotta be prepared and let it go, peeps. Don't stay there, okay? When it happens, don't stay. When it happens, don't stay. Where? Where do these behaviors occur the most? Honestly, you guys, from what I've noticed, it occurs a lot in work environments. It happens anywhere. It could be in family settings, like where they're doing it behind their backs. It can happen in a school setting. It can happen in a work setting. It can happen anywhere, really. But what I've noticed is that it occurs the most during work environments because it's a lot easier. You have to really think about it. During work, you're working with these people about 8 hours at a time. Sometimes you're working more at this company, more than when you're at home. And I worked in a lot of environments where you tend to work for 12, 10 hours at a time. And in those type of environments, a lot of the times they tend to build relationships and emotional relationships that then eventually leads to a sexual relationship. So what I've noticed is that in work environments, I think it occurs a lot, especially when it's in a work environment where it's a lot of men. So let me give you an example, like in a warehouse, there's a lot of men there. Where hospitals, there's a mixture of men and women there, but mostly a lot of men too. And what I'm saying is that the environment of a 10-12 environment, right? Where they're there for 10 to 12 hours at a time, nurses and doctors are there a long time. So usually, you know where I'm leading at. It's more so in longer settings and that type of thing. So really think about jobs where you're there at a really, really long time. And yeah, it tends to happen during those types of environments. And it also happens because a lot of the men are very open about cheating. That's what I've noticed is that when it's a group of men, the men boast, they talk about it. Oh, they talk about it all day, every day. With women, when it's a group of women, we don't really talk about it if we're cheating. And if we kind of just tell one person or another who we trust because we're really scared about getting judged. But men, they don't give a, they're proud of it. They're like, oh yeah. Did you get? Oh, I got her first. Oh, that. It's like a competition in a way. And because another one gets away with it, they think, well, I could get away with it. Well, he got away with it. Why can I? Oh, well, let me do it. Well, I want. And it just makes it okay. So I don't know. Maybe if women weren't so shameful about cheating, we would be like guys, talking about it, boasting about it, and just being nonchalant. Like, who cares? Yeah, I guess that guy's dick. Oh, God. But guys, oh, yeah, they don't care. They will talk about it, and they talk about why they cheat. And so they justify each other's behaviors, and it was pretty interesting, you know, being in that environment before. It really mind fucked me, you guys, because I really thought that everybody cheated after being in that type of environment, because I saw from 18-year-olds to 21-year-olds to 30-year-olds to 40-year-olds to 50-year-olds cheating, like married with kids, girlfriends, fiancés, whatever. They all somewhat engaged in some type of cheating behaviors, whether it was emotional, physical, sexual, oral, you name it. I mean, they all did what they did at their own time. And there were a few that I've noticed throughout my times where they're really, really good at standing their ground. There's one or two guys that will be like, nah, I don't do that, I don't do that, you know, no, I don't. And yeah, they're always shunned. They're being called pussies, which is kind of sad. It sucks because I think they deserve a lot more credit. So bravo to you guys. Bravo to the guys that have the balls to be like, no, I ain't gonna cheat on my girl. I'll watch you. I see all of it unfold, but I ain't engaged in that behavior. So modeling, them being shown that constantly, 8 hours at a time, seeing that guy cheat, is gonna wanna make you wanna cheat. It's gonna be like, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can do that. I can get away. He did it, why can I? Why not? I want some of that. I want. So yeah, modeling behaviors, modeling. So the grand old question, why? Why do people cheat? Why? Well, me, I cheated because I was unhappy, because I wasn't ready to let go of my past. So I did the whole going back. So that was my bad. Why do people do it? Because they can, you guys. Because they can. Ain't nobody stopping them. Ain't nobody telling them to stop. People engage in cheating behaviors because they can, because they want to. And some of the times when I have asked, like, why do you do this, or why that I feel really bad for your lady, I would say, why? Some would say, well, my family member, I've seen them engages in these behaviors, and I see how nothing happens, and their partner still stays with them. And so basically that's what I mentioned, you guys, is that they're observing that behavior, and they're like more of a parent figure, so they think that, well, they're doing it, why can't I? And that kind of broke my heart to hear that, because it kind of reinforced when I went into the mental health field, because I was exposed in this type of environment way before I went into mental health. And when I went into mental health is when I put two and two together, where I realized, like, wow, this really does happen. People really do model each other's behaviors. Family dynamics, culture gets passed on. A lot of the stuff that your uncles or your tios do, that they're being shady, they're going to teach the primos how to be shady. And it's not out of maliciously. It's just, it's passed down. It's a guy thing. It's not a shameful thing. It is very well talked about in the guy community. For girls, it's like either a hush hush thing, and we don't really say it out loud, or we keep it amongst ourselves with a certain group of friends that we trust. Why? Because they haven't gotten caught. That's another one. Why do they do it? Because they haven't gotten caught. Why? Because the person still stays with them sometimes. They find out, their partner finds out, and they stay with them, so they continue to do it. And that's why they continue to cheat, because they let them. Why? Because they think it's okay, because it's been shown to them constantly, whether it's in their family environment or their peers. Why do some people think that because they're really good looking that they can flirt or have the right to do that in front of their partner? What I notice too is, if your partner is gorgeous, I mean gorgeous, beautiful, the chances of that person cheating goes a little bit higher. And it sucks. I know it sounds very, very biased, but it's the truth, you guys, because they get a lot of attention. And sometimes if they don't have that willpower to say no, they're gonna follow into it either on accident or maliciously, or shit, I don't know, fuck, like sometimes it just happens. And I understand both sides, I guess. Some people make mistakes, but also with the mistakes comes with the consequences. So if your partner or you've engaged in cheating behaviors, I think it's important that if you guys end up staying together, that you move on and you don't bring that forward on because you decided to let it go. Or if you think that that's just too much and you have your boundaries, which I totally agree, you need to have your boundaries, you guys, is letting it go. As hard as it is, you guys, let it go. When I went through my first experience, I really cared about this person a lot, and I didn't want to let it go. My heart didn't want to let go, but my brain said, no, you a dumbass B, you gotta let it go. And I did. I cut it off. I hope this video was not long, you guys. I'm sorry if it was long, but I hope this was beneficial. If I think of more stuff, there's gonna be little weird things added on, because sometimes I think of stuff like, oh shit, I forgot to add this. So sorry for that. But anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And can you see my dress back there? It's for pregnancy. So like, pero sí. Don't look at my nails. Hermes says, don't look at my nails. Don't look at my nails. Another why that I forgot, it's because sometimes they're addicted to that behavior. So they love that whole hiding and being able to get away with stuff. They're addicted. They're addicted to cheating. They're addicted to just being with other people, and even though sometimes they're trying to be faithful, it's really hard to break that habit. So they revert back to their old ways. Sometimes people are just addicted, and you get into a relationship that you don't realize that he's addicted to sex, and well, that's your decision to get out of that. Really good looking, they're used to getting pussy thrown at them, so why not? They're gonna ask themselves, why not? When they're good looking, why not? I don't know if I'm gonna get someone better looking than this. Yeah, right.